What is going on, guys? Winter Kills here. Welcome back to another post-commentary duel video. Just now getting into editing some of the videos from my locals yesterday, which was on Sunday, the 18th. We went very small locals. It's not like a 50-person locals or anything. It's like 7 people. This is like actually the first tournament, like pay money to enter tournament that I played in a couple months. So I just decided to play because, why the hell not? I haven't really looked into my build too much, other than changing a few cards between now and the last time that I played the build. And this was at the end of the night. This is the match to decide who gets 3rd or 4th out of the whopping 7 people. You see he's got Purple Poison and Black Fang, and ends up going into Electromite there. Like probably the best card Pendulum Magicians has to offer right now. I'm sure most of you guys know that as is. Just getting his effect off here. I think he does end up forgetting to use its draw effect, but I think he might remember moments after. I'm not too stingy when it comes to things like that, so if you forget a small effect, go back and do it real quick. It won't matter too much usually. I think, if I remember correctly, the hand that I opened was subpar, I would say. But he also does have a very good opening himself, so he gets the draw there off Electromite, which he was supposed to draw before he Pendulum summoned, so it just gets put to the field anyways. Again, I don't care too much. The Supreme King Starving Venom, which basically copies Electromite's effect, and is a level 8, which is very important for what he's going to do later on here in his turn. And I'm sure most of you that play this deck or have seen this deck play before, you know what this combo is anyways, and I don't really need to explain it. Goes into another Starving Venom, and he's going to get to copy Electromite's effect yet again. Bring more stuff back out from the Pendulum deck, and get another search, I believe. I'm just very rowdy at this point. This is like later in the night, and I just having fun because the winner of this, regardless of whoever got in 3rd, wasn't gonna get any prize support. Like only 1st and 2nd would get prize support because like that's how little, how many little players we had. Gonna go into the Odd Isaac Seas, dab on them haters, and go into the Decode Talker and get himself a free Vortex Dragon. So now I gotta worry about Decode, Vortex, and number 38. So negation after negation after negation and protection. I think he decides to put his Decode Talker in a different spot, thus having to change. Oh, maybe not. Just leaves it in the original spot as is. So now I have to worry about a Vortex Dragon negation. I have to worry about a Decode Talker stopping destruction and targeting. I also have to worry about the number 38. So here goes Neptibus, my boy, hitting the field, starting things off strong with the Neptibus. Is it going to be enough? Well, he has one way of negating it, and I think he would go and do that. He does negate, but I do get to send for cost. And right now I'm thinking, my biggest threat, based on what I have in my hand, I think I tried to end up getting rid of the number 38. I just want to get some sort of removal, so I send the infantry. And I know Decode Talker has that added effect where he can stop something from being destroyed by attributing something that's attached to him. So I try to destroy the Decode Talker, and he ends up attributing away the Vortex. Teus comes down. I would have opened up a really nice combo had he not had the Vortex, but it is what it is, right? Always got to expect some opposition. Teus dropping the Dragoons. I'm going to get to add some cards. This is the first time I was playing Neri, Abyss Neri, whatever its name is. I never opened it, never drew into it, and never needed to use it. I think it's just because I haven't really fully read its effect yet, and I'm just not familiar with any mainstream ways of using the card. So I'm contemplating between Gund and that, and but this it really wouldn't help me. So I just add Gund, it looks like, and an infantry. Because I have a Megalo in hand as well. Megalo is going to come down, discarding... or no, I discard a Megalo with a gun, not an infantry. Arguably, I should have added, probably now that I'm thinking about it, added an infantry to try and destroy the Deco Talker again, and make him tribute another material for it. Because I didn't really need the extra Megalo now that I think about it. And I make this the dumbest play. I forget that 38 has the effect where he can just switch attack targets. And at this point, I'm just like, I give up, you know. That was a terrible play. Realizing like immediately after you make a play and realizing you majorly fucked up is probably the worst thing ever. So I'm like trying to go into a link here. I go into like Proxy Dragon, I think. And then I think I make my own Decode Talker for no reason. It's just a really bad first game for me. Just disregard it. Games 2 and 3 are played out much better on my behalf. I set 3. One's a warning, one's a Twin Twister, I believe. I'm not sure what the other one is. It's a sphere is what it is. There's Purple Poison, I think that one is. Actually another scale along with it. At this point, you can get 2 monsters from his extra deck because of my Decode Talker and his Decode Talker. So I've actually gave him a lot of advantage here just by making that really bad play. I would have just been better off leaving the double Megalo and the Teus. Just bad. I should have just not have added the Megalo, added the infantry instead. You know, popped something else on his field. As I'm thinking about it, I would have to re-Decode Talker, but I don't know if he's once per turn with like protecting things and tributing things off his what he points to save things. And he hits the warning with the Tornado Dragon or whatever it's called, and that's just unlucky for me. You know, I'm not gonna waste a warning on the Ixie summon just so he doesn't, you know, destroy it. Figured I take my chances and hope he doesn't hit it. You know, he's got a 33% chance of hitting it at that point. Does run into the Decode Talker and take 1,000 damage for that. And then I think he clears the rest, the 2 tokens on my field off. And, yeah. And then I think end phase, I go Sphere for the Lind. Trying to just recover here. This game should just be over after how terribly I've played. This first game is just, I'm not happy with it. Looking back, because honestly, this was just like, I treated this game as a game for fun, even though it was a tournament game. Tournament in quotations. You know, this game didn't really... I went into this tournament thinking I was going to do very bad. And to be honest, my first matchup was against my friend Adam. He bodied me. I will say in my defense, though, it did not open up well at all. Again, in any of those games I played. I got a bye the next round. The guy I was supposed to play the next round left, but I'm positive I would have been able to beat him. And then I played this guy, my friend, good friend of mine, here in this round too. It's not even really just a locals. It's just a small tournament with a bunch of friends that we pay in for prize support, I guess. But yeah, I end up going first in hopes that it's gonna benefit me more, because right now I like going first more, and I think I'm gonna stick with that. And I opened with setting 2 back row. Not the best opening, but it's definitely a good one. I'll take it. Especially with what those set cards are. He's going to activate Foolish Burial and send one of his Pendulums to the graveyard. And now I'm just waiting for the perfect opportunity to activate any of my set back row. He's going to activate one in the scale. I think that's the Cerberus. Or maybe the one he just activated is Cerberus. All these new Pendulums, I cannot keep up with them. If you guys are watching, you play Pendulums yourself, you know what's going on, so I don't really need to explain for you guys. But he's doing Pendulum things. And here comes Electromite, Big Daddy Electromite, and I've got the Solemn Warning for it. Feels good. Feels good to have that Solemn Warning on that. I will gladly pay that 2,000 life points all day. Normal Summon comes down and tries to swing it, and I've got the Sphere to answer. The perfect 2 back row to have set. He's going to read Lind for a second. Of course, when Lind dies by battle or card effect. I will get to summon a Mermail from my deck. He will run into it, and I'll get the Lind effect. And instead of just going for Megalo, I go for Pike, because Pike's going to net me a lot of advantage here. I could have discarded Infantry, but decided to discard Dragoons. That'll give me a Sea Serpent. I'll go for Megalo, and then I'll get a card off of your boy Pike. And that will grab me Gund. And just like that, 2 cards for me in the end phase. Then we draw for turn, drawing into a Ghost Ogre, I believe. So right now, setting up a Megalo. Discarding, going to be Dragoons, Infantry, and, you know, getting the Megalo effect. Of course, Infantry will target his Pendulum. I'll get to search Sphere. Actually, no, I won't get to search Sphere, so I don't have to worry about Megalo dying to any hand traps. And I'll get a search there. Didn't have to normal summon this turn because we got Pike out last turn during my opponent's end phase. Diva comes out, brings out Neptibus. Neptibus sends Marksman to hit his set card. And then we add Infantry to our hand. Megalo will tribute Neptibus. Neptibus will revive the Dragoons, swinging for 24, 24, 16, 18, and 200 respectively, being exactly, not exactly game, but just a little bit over 8,000 damage. And we'll go into game 3. So we got the damage on board. I actually was able to play that out pretty good. Granted, he didn't have the best opening turn, but I did have the clutch Solemn Warning for the Electromite. I'm not sure, you know, what he would have been able to do with the Electromite. Playing some cards in the scale there, and then sort of swapping them out for that Cerberus, I think. Activating that gets special summoned to his side of the field, I believe, by one of his effects. That Pendulum there. And then activates Pendulum Magician, and I think that's Purple Poison. Or Poison, Purple Poison, and then there's Black Fang coming down. I think I remember those guys' names. What they do. Not looking it up mid-video. I'm not researching the Pendulum archetype to make this video. He'll get a search, though. A lot of it, this deck still is crazy, and I can see why it's still the best deck. I think a lot of people are currently playing Pendulum Magicians. I think it's like one of the more popular decks right now. I think my friend Adam, he's playing True Draco. I don't know how popular True Draco still is, but seems like that deck is still pretty viable at the moment as well. Electromite doing Electromite things. He'll get a search. Black Fang. And then he'll get the draw. He remembers to get the draw this time immediately after, so activating that card in the scale. Summoning 1 from his extra deck. Checking his hand, see if he can summon anything else, or maybe even want to summon anything else from hand. Does have an extra monster zone open up because of Electromite. But he will summon 1 from his hand, not in that zone, and summon 1 more in that zone. So only 1 more zone remaining on his field, and it would be between the 2 underneath Electromite. If that's how we're gonna do it, we're both not playing with the zones. We're both edgy, breaking the rules, not playing with the zones. I think somebody asked me one video why I don't like playmats with zones. It's just because it just takes away from the artwork that's underneath those zones, in my opinion. The playmat I have, which is Bloodborne inspired, it's a game, PS4 game, Bloodborne by FromSoft. If you haven't played it, you should. But it is inspired by that game, and I think adding playmat zones over top of that would tarnish the look, if you ask me. So he's going to go for the Starving Venom combo again, netting all the pluses. And then I do believe the way this combo turns out, we'll again see that number 38. And my hand right now, it's pretty good. I was actually decently surprised with how much of a chance I was going to have this turn, because the last time he opened up this one, he got to go first. Things did not turn out well for me. Not well at all. So I was kind of nervous, but, you know, with everything that I saw in my hand, the cards I had to work with, I think I was definitely better off. Going for the number 38. Activating more scales. Placing counters on there. So I believe that's every time like a pendulum spell is activated or something like that, it gets 2 counters. And then anytime like an effect is activated, he can remove 2 counters to negate, and it's only a once per turn effect. So, not only do I have to worry about number 38, I've got to worry about this other card as well. But luckily, the gods of Yu-Gi-Oh! Were smiling down upon me. One of his friends was explaining the card to me better than the guy playing the deck actually could, which is was a request of mine, but it was all in joking fashion. If he's watching this right now, don't take too much offense to that. Yeah, this was an intense game though. If he's watching this, he knows what I'm talking about. This is an intense, fun game. Had a lot of fun playing it. But see the Deep Sea Diva coming down, and Neptibus. Will it go through? Neptibus does go through, so I'll get to add the Dragoons, but the infantry on his number 38, I believe he does end up negating it, which I think is, you know, the best call. You know, you let me get the card in my hand, but you keep your 38 by negating the infantry. Marksman destroys the Set Dragon Shrine. Interesting card. I drew the Droll Knock for turn. I play a 1 of Droll Knock. You can make fun of me all you want. Yeah, the camera got bumped. I wanted to cut out like the earthquake effect so you guys wouldn't have to see it. Somebody bumped the camera on accident, and now we have a shifted angle here. But we do go into Mastar Boy to give us 5 Waters Engraved for the Moulin Glacia. Knock the Allure of Darkness out of his hand. So now I have 2 spell cards in hand. So right now I have OTK. I have the damage on board. Monster Born is going to come down. Now at this point I could revive infantry and use Megalo to tribute that to attack twice to destroy his number 38. But I knew that he was going to negate the Monster Born, so I immediately played the Raigeki. You know, it is a sack card, but the Raigeki was in hand. Had to bait out the number 38, and that will give us game. I think it was like 80 to 300 damage or something. Because everything was up by 500 attack because of the Mastar Boy. Definitely game on board right there. So yeah, I end up coming back from what was a terrible, terrible game 1 to end up winning the next 2 matches just based off sheer damage on board and setting up those high damage combos. So yeah. I know you guys want a combo video. I'm working on it. I just got to get the time around to do it and think of some combos that aren't just like generic ones and random, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, working on that. Again, good friend of mine we played against. It was a really, really fun game. But first tournament back. I'm not even trying. I'm taking these matches from these guys who have been playing for months more than I have. Easy. It's just so easy, folks. No, in reality, I think I kind of got lucky there with the Raigeki and the Monster Born, but I'll take it at this point. I'll take it, definitely. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. You know what to do as always, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Winterkill signing out.